You're in a bus with blacked out windows, shackled at the wrists, waist, and ankles. You can't see where you're going because they don't want you to know. Fremont County, Colorado. 2 hours south of Denver. A facility buried in the high plains where the nearest town raised $160,000 to build it because it meant jobs. They call this place the Alcatraz of the Rockies. No one has ever escaped. ADX Florence. The only federal Supermax in America. 380 inmates. You got here because every other prison in the country failed to hold you. You killed someone inside, or you escaped. Or you ran an operation from behind bars that made the outside world bleed. The warden put it simply, the architecture is the control. They don't need to hurt you, the building does it for them. Your cell is 7 feet by 12. Everything is concrete. The desk is concrete. The chair is concrete. The bed is a concrete slab with a foam pad thinner than your hand. The sink and toilet are one unit bolted to the wall. The shower turns on by itself 3 times a week. You don't control the water and you don't control the temperature. There's a window, 4 inches wide, 3.5 feet off the ground. They angled it so you can't see the mountains outside, can't see the sky. Just a sliver of gray that could be light or could be nothing. The warden designed it that way. On purpose. You know you're in Colorado because they told you. Not because you can see it. 23 hours a day in this room. 1 hour outside in a concrete cage with a mesh ceiling so you still can't see the sky. 2 days a week they cancel rec for no reason. 15 minutes of phone calls a month. Not a week. A month. Good behavior earns you a small black and white television with a built-in radio. Bad behavior earns you range 13, 4 cells. The tightest control in the federal system. The only inmates publicly known to have been held. There are the man who bombed the World Trade Center the first time and El Chapo. The man who escaped every prison Mexico ever put him in. He's not escaping this one. The Boston Marathon bomber is here. The shoe bomber is here. The man convicted for September 11th is here. The Oklahoma City bomber is here. The FBI agent who sold American secrets to Russia for 22 years is here. The Unabomber died here. A former inmate said Kaczynski wouldn't even go outside when they let him, and spent his time giving other prisoners IQ tests because intelligence was the only thing he had left. A man with a history of mental illness hanged himself after a decade with almost no treatment. A law professor who represents inmates here called it a form of living death. It just takes everything away from you. You earned this. Whatever you did, murdered a guard, escaped twice, ran a cartel from a phone, built a bomb, sold your country to an enemy. The warden said it. They earned the right to go to Supermax. But here's what nobody explains before you arrive. The building doesn't need guards to break you. It doesn't need violence. The concrete does it. The silence does it. The 4-inch window does it. The 15 minutes a month hearing your mother ask if you re-okay through a phone that cuts off mid-sentence does it. A man who spent 24 years here said isolation makes 3 kinds of men. Some drift into an abyss. They disconnect and start talking to themselves and cutting their own skin. Some fight through it and come out on the other side wanting something better. And some become something worse than what they were when they walked in. You're in a 7 by 12 concrete room, 23 hours a day. A window 4 inches wide that won't show you the sky. And that sliver of gray is the only proof you have that there's still a world outside these walls. You just can't touch it, you can't see it. And after long enough in here, you stop believing it's real.